Welcome back to Skiddy Automotive. Today's video we're going to be working on the tow rig. What's going on is I have a power steering leak, and on these Denalis 04, I think it's a 07, maybe a little earlier too, I have a Hydro Boost. So basically use hydraulic fluid from your power steering fluid, your pump, to give it boost for your brakes, and it's leaking out of it. So they're probably $350. I mean, they're cheaper online, but you always get what you pay for. So I don't want to do this twice. I might have to. So it was $30 to get the rebuild kit. Never done it, but I watched the YouTube video, so I'm a professional now. I'm going to try it. It's worth a shot. If I don't get it, I buy a new one. If I don't try, I buy a new one. So it's a 50-50 shot if it's going to work. So why don't we get into under the hood here and see what's going on. Okay, so now we're back. We're under the hood. Here's your brake, a master cylinder, your reservoir. Here's where a booster is supposed to be. See these lines right on each side? This is a hydro booster. So to do this, we got to take the reservoir or the master cylinder, move this out of the way, take some lines off, then go on the inside, unhook the brake pedal, and then I think there's, I'm counting. I think there's 4 bolts on the inside. Hopefully they're easy to get at. And we'll get this out, and then we'll go in on the bench and try to rebuild it. So I'm going to take the 2 bolts, out of the master cylinder. That bolts the master cylinder to the booster. Go get the right tools. Pliers don't work very well. I'm going to try using these. Let's move this back. Break it loose. 17 back. So this line is an 18. This is not an 18, not a 17. So let's see if it's a 16. No, I'll go to standard, but everything else is metric on this stupid thing. Oh, it's a 16. There we go. With the old gator grips, the old mitts. There we go. Like that. Let's see if you can see up in here. You brake. It's not going to be easy, but let's see if I can get a light and see what's going on. Okay, so that rod, let's see how this goes. It has to go like this. Yeah, so this rod goes in like this. The rod with a circle goes in here, this goes on, and then this I will put it on and put it up, and then this will snap on. We both can't fit under there. I can barely fit. So now I got that out. So now it's time to take the 4 bolts out that are in there. Still not going to be easy. Have you ever been working on something and you had to give it another day? Because I got so frustrated with them bolts on the inside that I had one left, and I couldn't get it out last night. It got dark, so that one bolt I got out. Let me show it to you. So this is all it. As you can see, it's either right there, right in here. It's leaking. So there's 2 gaskets that are known for it. One in there and one in here. But you gotta go through here to do it all. So I'm gonna brake clean this and we'll go from there. So there's 4 bolts. Take this apart. That's what I'm gonna try to do. Separate these 2. I'm gonna try to do as many as I can. I got a kit. Here. That's why I'm using a tray, because I don't want to lose anything that goes into this. So let's take this. Steering fluid. Smell it. It came apart like that because there's some springs in here. So let's see. Everything comes out. Goes there. I'm not going to do a complete rebuild because it's leaking. And I'm pretty sure, yeah. So there's a, right in here. I'm pretty sure it was leaking where the master cylinder bolts up. Ooh. Get away from my stuff. So I'm not going to rebuild everything. I'm just going to get what is leaking. Like, this is normally everything I've read. These are the two that leak. So that's what I'm doing. I don't think that's gonna. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And then there's two of them. Not that one. This one. So, what goes around here is what I just put in, and I'm wiping my hands with power steering fluid. Great. That's it. So, I don't want to tear it apart enough that I can't. Like I said, it's a 50-50 shot. So, it was leaking out of this unit. It worked. it just leaked. So if I replace the seal between here and here, and then the seal that goes here, which is the other one, which would be leaking out this way, then I think I would be good. I could be wrong. I don't want to take that out. This goes in here. Let me get a socket. If you can see, I was putting that back in. Use this to press that in, and this is what needs to go to the master cylinder to make it so when this you know what I mean. So I got that one in. These two. The normal culprit from leaking. If this is bad, it'll leak out of here. And I'm pretty sure it was leaking out of here. If not, this one would be leaking out of here. Or it was leaking out of there. I can't remember which one it was leaking. Pretty sure it was leaking out of here because the bracket underneath it had oil all over it. So, replacing that one. Maybe it'll stop leaking. Maybe it won't. I don't know how much of the putting it back in I will videotape, because that inside is a nightmare. Getting these bolts. Wish they came through the other way, it would have been so much easier. Unhook this and then unbolt from the inside. So much easier. But whatever. So, and the next clip won't be tonight. So tomorrow after work, I will try to put this back in. Okay, we're back outside here, and we're just gonna put it back together, and 50-50 if it actually works. So let's get this in here. Goes right on. Riding. So I don't want to take. I think I'm gonna put at least this back on here before I go inside. Could be the wrong thing to do, but I'm doing it. Okay. So I'm going to, you're shaking. So I'm going to go inside the car. I'm not going to videotape that. I'm sorry. There's just not enough room in there. I'll be back with you here in a second when I got that done. And then I'll come out here and put this back together. Okay. So I got everything but the clip that goes over the shaft. That's all done inside. It's all bolted in. A lot quicker. Took me 15 minutes to put it back together. Not a day and a half to take it apart. So, got that done. Hi. I don't know who's honking. And now I'm just going to start bolting everything back together. I did find one in the kit that kind of works, but just before I do that, let me see if it's stuck down in here. And boom, it is. Let me see what the difference is. That new one will work. Why not? Not using it. now I gotta do a little research. So I don't know how to bleed that. One person said jack it all the way up the front end, twist it one way, then twist it the other way, then start it, and it'll pop the air out of it. I can't guarantee that, but take the power steering cap off. But let me do a little research. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so as you can see, it didn't work. I had to go get a new one. I took this off and now it's leaking. So that's what you see dripping. It's not that. I don't know, when I took this apart, I put it back together, I might have had something wrong. Because when I started it, I had it all together. When I started it up, the brake pedal went to the floor. When I shut the truck off, pedal came out. So I think in here there's a piston, and then the rod. So the piston is here and the rod is over here. And with the fluid, it pushed it. Well, there's a cone and there's like a little teeter-totter. And I think I had it like this instead of like this, which would do it. And when I took the master cylinder off, it had fluid coming out here still. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a new one. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna put this in. I've already showed you how to do that. So I'll be back with you when I'm done putting it together. Okay, I got it all back together. It's running. Everything looks good. I think I got air in here because the brake pedal's a little soft. So I'm gonna work my steering wheel back and forth, get air out of here. I'm gonna do that and shut it off. Lock to lock, and shut it off a couple times to see if it'll burp the air out. Might be a leak. Don't know if it's just residue. I know the smoke, if you see it, it's coming from this line that was hanging over here. That's okay, that'll burn off. And I'm just making sure there's no leaks on the lines. I don't see anything. Well, let me do some lock to lock and then try that. Okay, so I am now this is a downtime. It works, everything works. I'm hoping there's a brake light on, which I might need to unplug the battery and reset it because I did have the brake sensor unplugged. But hope this gives you a little information on the Hydro Boost. It's not the funnest to do, but it got done. Closer and closer. This is our tow rig. This is what we're towing to Florida, the old pink skiddy. So gotta get her good. Hopefully this week I can put her on the road and drive it. I got a couple months of driving it to get all the kinks out of it. So hope you enjoyed the video, little informational video, and like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. Thank you.